Good evening. Welcome to the July 26th, 2023 meeting of the Delhi Township Board of Trustees. We welcome everyone here tonight. As we always do, we open up with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we also have a moment of silence as we look around the room. This is a very special occasion as we have this official swearing in of one of our incredible police officers here in the township. This is a moment where we also have a moment of silence after the pledge, and I can't think of a better time to have that moment of silence for all of our peace officers, all those police officers here and around the world, especially in this country, and I'll just say this randomly, those that every day you hear that something else went down, something that flipped upside down, and these men and women that are running in the situations that most of us would be running away from in order to stay safe, and they give their lives every day so that others can be safe, and we never take that for granted. And sometimes when you read some things in the press and the lack of respect that these men and women get, it's sickening. So this moment of silence goes out to justice and what is fair and right and protecting things that are of common good. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Your trustees tonight are in our 105 heat index uniforms. So there you go. That's why. We will have a approval of the minutes, please. Mr. Luby.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees regular meeting on July 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve payment of overtime for pay period ending July 11th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion approved. Report from the fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, our payroll on 7/20 was $336,000. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you so much. Trustee correspondence, Trustee Sturts.
Yes. Want to thank the Parks Department for a wonderful concert last week. Nice crowd. Weather held out. Thank you for bringing in some new bands. That bring in some new faces to our township. And also, I never thank everybody who works it also. So both the fire department volunteers and all the parks people. And Jim and Cheryl got into it and selling alcohol.
Beer here.
Beer.
Good beer sales.
Good beer, yeah. It's your personalities. Also, we received a note. Somebody wrote to the fire department and said, Delhi Fire and EMT, thank you for getting my wife to Christ Hospital Emergency early on the morning of Thursday, and gave a date. The care was excellent. God bless you for being there for my wife. So again, kudos to our safety services people and taking care of our residents. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Sturts. Trustee Seavey.
Yes. Here in Hamilton County, the greater surface of Delhi Township, we are very fortunate to have a group called the Hamilton County Emergency Management and Homeland Security, of which I'm very fortunate and very honored to represent townships on this board. We had a very interesting board meeting last week that I want to bring everyone aware of. First off, we are having a preparedness meeting handling hazardous waste at the possibility of a train derailment. So I just wanted everyone to know that Hamilton County will be prepared and have our preparedness ready if that should happen to us. And of course, Delhi Township, we look right over River Road and the tracks below it, so that of course is of high interest to us. Secondly, on a much lighter notice at that meeting, I want to have you all circle the date of April the 8th, 2024. That is the total solar eclipse. Now, you're wondering, why is she telling me this now? Well, we're actually preparing for it because it will probably be a traffic nightmare. Okay, so they're making all kinds of arrangements right now for viewing sites. Now, again, you're thinking, why Delhi? When they establish the best viewing sites to see a solar eclipse, and this is a total solar eclipse, so we will go dark. The first ring of viewing is Harrison and Whitewater Township, and we are the second ring of viewing for the solar eclipse on April the 8th, 2024. So I know our police officers will be ready to handle any traffic alerts, but in those areas that have been through this before, people just pull off the road wherever they are to watch the solar eclipse. First off, you're not supposed to look directly at it, but I just wanted you to know that Hamilton County Emergency Management and Homeland Security is already looking at what we're going to do on April the 8th for the solar eclipse. So mark your calendars. Secondly, I hope all of you who share social media had the opportunity to see the pictures of Floral Paradise Gardens. The improvement up there is amazing. COVID took a toll on a lot of different things in a lot of different areas, and boy, Floral Paradise Gardens took one of the hardest hits around here. We couldn't get our volunteers out. It was just, and then all that grew, and then they had all that to clean up. So I wanted to just take a moment and follow up with a few thank yous, because there's a few people that have been up there for a number of years volunteering their time. By the way, Volunteer Day is Wednesday. Anybody that has some time, we'd love to see you at Floral Paradise Gardens. But Nancy and Charlie Fair, Peggy and Steve Behringer, and Diane and Randy Jackson, very special thank you to all of you for all your hard work over the years of maintaining and beautifying Delhi's Floral Paradise Gardens. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Seavey. Continuing on, please. Special presentation tonight, police officer swearing in and the pinning ceremony. Chief, this is a
Chairman, Board of Trustees.
great night.
I'd like to introduce, Emma Girdler. Emma's a 2017 graduate of Oak Hills High School. She also graduated in 2022 from the University of Cincinnati, with a bachelor's in criminal justice and a minor in psychology. So she's also a graduate of Butler Tech Police Academy, which she put herself through. She graduated at the end of May, so she's been with us now June and July. So she's ground running. She's well on her way, I think, so to be solo. So she also was a police clerk in Lawrenceburg Police Department. She also served the United States Army for 6 years, where she was in the Army National Guard. She was deployed for 1 year to Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba on the detention support of prisoners. She also earned the following awards when she was in the Army: the Achievement Medal, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Medal, the Armed Forces Reserve Medal, the Recruiter Achievement Ribbon, the Recruiter Achievement Ribbon, and the Overseas Service Ribbon. So she's decorated, and we appreciate her service to the country, most of all, but now Delhi Township. So she's going to be a big
Great.
asset to us.
Great.
And we look forward to a long, healthy career. Come on.
Great. Emma, before we have the swearing in, who are you here with? Who's with you tonight, if you could?
So I have some of my family members, and then my boyfriend is in back, took time off work to come here, so.
Awesome. And he's a police officer also?
Yeah, and Blue Ash.
Where? Where? All right, that's closer. All right. And of course, you love Blue Ash. I know you do, yeah. Great. Well, it's an honor, and the family and friends and the boy, thanks for coming out. This is a great celebration for us, so let's go ahead and do the swearing in, and then we'll go from there. I am a Girdler.
I am a Girdler.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the resolutions of the Township of Delhi,
and the resolutions of the Township of Delhi.
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
And I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform
all of the duties incumbent upon me as a police officer of the Delhi Township Police Department, so help me God.
all the duties incumbent upon me as a police officer of the Delhi Township Police Department, so help me God.
Congratulations. Emma, do you have any words for the township who's watching? Nice try. Bring that mic up, and what's going on? Tell us, take 30 seconds and tell us about your world. How's it going?
Honestly, I just want to say I'm very, very thankful for this opportunity. It's everyone here has been nothing but great to me. So I look forward to seeing how my career progresses in Delhi Township.
Awesome. Trustee Sturts.
No, welcome. We're so glad you chose us, and we've heard great things about you before when they came and got you from the academy. And so thank you for choosing us.
Trustee Seavey.
I too say welcome and thank you, family, for sharing her with us because we're very happy to have her, and we're sure you're going to be happy with us as well.
Very much.
Welcome, Emma.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Friends and family, before we move on, you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can feel free to take 30 seconds and head out. It's up to you.
We understand.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. A year ago, it was more west. Is it shifting? We make French Lick, because that was supposed to be the center of it. Now she's in a chair. So it's like- Scary. Bye-bye. Very good. Yeah, it was more west. This is them. Okay.
Very good. Turning to our fire division, please, Chief Campbell. Motion, please, Mr. Luby.
We have a motion to accept the voluntary resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Alexander M. Enderhees, effective on August 6, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Where's he going, Chief?
He probably bit off more than he could chew. Basically, his resignation said that he had too many jobs and starting paramedic school, something had to give. Alex has only been with us for a month, but I think it's kind of a good segue into where we're going to ultimately lead to and talk to this evening about some of the situations we're dealing with. But yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
All right. Do you want to have the discussion?
Please do.
Okay. So tonight, I want to kind of capture the moment in terms of this has been an unusually tough year. This was the 11th resignation retirement of the year since January 1. We've had 22 applications processed. We've only been able to hire 8. He's one of them. So with kind of numbers where, just a few years ago we had 35 part-time people, we are down to 10. 10 is not enough. 10's not enough. And so faced with our future, which, you can poll anywhere, 37 fire departments here in Hamilton County, and we're all going through the same thing. We're having the same struggles, and we're competing for the same resources. So this is a tough gamut no matter where you're at. The one thing that I'm asking for the board to consider tonight is to provide us the latitude, the flexibility to be able to be nimble and adaptive to the situation. So of those 3 proposals that I gave you guys and that we had certified, there's really only one that offers that opportunity. And it's fortunately trying to find the balance between a funding level that the township can support, that's financially conservative, and still give us the opportunity to move if we have to on personnel. And the idea being we can add more full-time in lieu of part-time should we need it. Again, my emphasis is to realize that tomorrow, to go all full-time, we would need to hire 18 full-time people. That would be an additional $2 million a year in cost. and a levy to support that would probably run in the neighborhood of 6.2 mil. That's $217 per 100,000. So I think a lot of the questions that come up about why don't we do it? Everybody's doing it. Everybody's moving. Here, I think I know Delhi well enough, and I've been in this organization. I've seen what works. We can work towards a goal. We can take little bites as we go along and not get over our skis too far, and that's what I would recommend. So looking in something that balances along those lines for a conservative number and still allows us to do something would require us to shorten our typical levy cycle. That's a big part of this element. So the police just passed a levy. Theirs is set to go 5 years. Typically, that's what we've done. So if I put one out for a 5-year levy, we're going back again with safety services, and it's a 1-2 punch. My recommendation would be that we go with a shortened cycle, and we go with the lowest millage. So that 199 at 3 years would give me the latitude that I need. If I need to move on full-time people, I can do it. If we really start to excel in our recruiting and retention, and I can get the part-time people in, then we can stick with plan A. But the idea is if we go with the other two models over a 5-year, it can't be done. I don't have that as an option on the table. And to go that long with that, we would really lose a lot of what we've established up to this point. Financially, where we're at today, the millage also corresponds to the fact that we had a good relief of funds with our wages in 2020. And when you cannot maintain part-time staff, there's nobody to pay. And I've deferred most of those costs to full-time who are covering for part-time. And then again, I alluded to it a couple meetings ago, that's just a tremendous stress on the limited number of people that we have to work those additional hours and cover those spots when it's really a burden on them. So the board tonight, I would like to consider putting on a levy for 199 and with the idea that we would go 3 years. And if I could come back to you in 3 years and say it worked or it didn't work, the idea is we gave it a try, and I can outline those type things. But I think the real first thought to jump right into all full-time, it's just a huge mountain to move, and I would advise against doing it that quickly. But I would say we can knock off achievable goals in a shorter period of time, and I'd feel more comfortable coming to you all for support in 3 years, and certainly the community, knowing that we've done everything we can to control costs and maintain the operation, because that's what's at stake here.
Thank you, Chief. Trustee Sturts.
No, we've spoken, and basically everything we spoke about, Chief has just laid out on the table. So I'm good with our conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Seavey.
Those of you who watch these meetings know that every month it seems that we're accepting the resignation of a part-timer, so this shouldn't be a great surprise that it's an evolution of the fire department to recognize more full-time. At the same time, with that number being low of those part-timers, we're also stressing out our full-timers because they're picking up those hours. So Doug and I have had many talks about the evolution of our workforce. And first and foremost is we need to recognize the financial constraints of our residents on accepting an additional levy. And that's why I personally am going with the 199, and I agree with the shorter cycle of the time, and we will evaluate then what we can add in changing the evolution of the fire department's workforce. This also can be done with 199 that we've discussed without losing any value of our services to our residents.
Correct.
So in total recognition of the finances of our residents and the safety of our residents and the evolution of the fire department, Doug, I think you've done a great recommendation to us with 199 for 3 years.
Thank you.
That's my feelings.
Thank you, Trustee Seavey. I would somewhat concur. I think these are crazy times, and I feel like myself, like most of us, are in survival mode with our budgets and everything going on. In fact, today, the Fed's just raised the interest rates again for the first time in, 22 years, and they said and expected it can go higher. Everybody's penny pinching, and to sit back and try and do, a larger levy and things like that, it's just not practical. And I agree, we don't want to lose any of the services. Everybody's being pushed and pinched. Fire full-time or doing everything they can to make up. And it's amazing the history over the last 10, 15 years, how everything has just completely flipped the script where we had,
More part-time than full-time on per day.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And the staffing was higher. I mean, it's just no fault of our own. The system is broken, just competing against others. It's too tough. We've never seen this before with the level of flexibility, lateral transfers. But it'd be like sending the Bengals out with 5 people in the field. This isn't an Ironman competition. I have folks that need time off. They need breaks. And here we're putting them in additional and running defense and offense all the time. It's just, it's a tremendous wear. But we are not the only ones. I mean, survey other departments that are going through it. They've taken different means, and some of them quite costly. And I'm not putting that off the table, but I think we have an opportunity to make a very big difference in our situation and improve and enhance our operations. And we just get that 3-year window and try to let this work.
Thank you, Chief. I'm going to yield to our fiscal officer, Mr. Luby. Thoughts?
The townships are the ones that are going to survive, are the ones that can adapt, and that's what we're doing. So I applaud your recommendation, and I concur.
Okay. I do want to clarify, because I did kind of talk about the finances of what it would be full-time. So the impact of a 199 on a homeowner is they could, based on the certified numbers that back from the auditor, is we're looking at $70 per 100,000 in terms of tax revenue generated for property value. I think our last one 5 years ago was $120 per 100,000. So we were in a position where we had to move a little bit more aggressive. But again, we did all those things. We added the 3 additional full-time people, promotional processes through that. So we were able to secure those things. I think we also don't want to, and I respect the folks of this in this township enough to say one vote shouldn't derail the whole thing. To financially run us to the point where a failed vote derails the whole operation is not fair to the employees, the township, or anybody. So in terms of our operation, I think this finds the sweet spot, that Goldilocks we're looking for, that's going to have that balance of financial restraint, conservatism, but still allow us to have the opportunity to be flexible and add full-time people. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And in light of Trustee Seavey's comments on the 1.99 that she would be in favor of, we will entertain a resolution and start from there. How about that?
Resolution 2023-108, declaring necessity and determining to proceed with levying an additional 1.99 mills tax for fire protection within the township, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Is there any further discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Very good, Chief.
Thank you. Now
Yeah.
the work begins.
I was
Do what
gonna
you got to do.
So that will be in November? Correct. Okay.
Yes, this is on the November ballot, not August.
And it's $70 basically per $100,000
Per
value.
100,000, and we have until the 9th to get this up on the
Okay.
ballot.
Thank you. Moving to Parks and Recreation, please. Mr. Soupy. How goes it?
I have nothing on the agenda unless there's any questions you guys need to.
Oh, one
Need to
small thing.
Oh, one small thing.
I figured
And
as much.
I would like to intro this,
Yes, sir.
we don't joke, but it's truth. You do get on social media network and everything gets exposed on social media, Facebook and everything, and people throw it out, and other people start adding in their spice and, hey, look at me, I did this and I did that, and did you see what I said? And then it becomes a big not what I think that is supposed to be used for. However, there are times when things pop on there where it's like, you know what, this was a wake-up call. This is a nice little growing pain, and I'm referring obviously to what somebody put on there about they had rented out the space there in the park, and our restroom facilities were in pretty bad shape. And none of us take that lightly, and I know your department doesn't take that lightly at all. So with that, when we saw it, we all went into action. We all, went from there, and I'm sure you felt a little bit of heat because when they start naming everyone individually, it's like, okay, trust me, our day is not any easier when you have a messed up bathroom. We want it sparkling. We want it clean too. So the fact that happened, but we're making plans to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yes. Now,
Listen.
granted, it did happen. I mean, it was a little bit neglect on it. Along with the crew, they're doing an excellent job in the outside areas. They've been very busy, and I don't take anything away from them. But yeah, we did initiate a new cleaning policy, so it's going to be scrubbed and every week, at least twice a week. So, nobody intent loves to be a janitor, by any means. So it just happens that way. So, the part-time crew and everybody, they're going to jump on it. And we already had a couple comments. They didn't make it on because it usually doesn't for that, but they appreciated it and it looked great. So yes, there was a couple already. So yeah.
Well, good. That sounds like we have a nice plan in place. And of course, always let us know. Call the administration building. Let us know. Call the parks. There's a number right there at the facility. If there's something up, that there's supplies, whatever is needed. And of course, we always have the occasional vandals that love to go in and just flip everything upside down. But we know that this really wasn't the case this time. But we are on it. And thank you for those bringing it to our attention. And please call us directly.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our police department, nothing going on there. Chief Haworth is here tonight. Good to see you, Chief. And we will have a motion.
Motion to accept the retirement of Police Chief James A. Howarth, effective on August 31st, 2023.
Well, if there's no other business to come before the board,
Does that mean he can't leave? So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Congratulations.
That motion is approved
Begrudgingly.
grudgingly.
Please make that go on record.
For those that just went away to get some cookies and milk, and you just tuned back in, our police chief, after 30 years, Jim is retiring from Delhi, and 30 years. And you think of everything that you've experienced in that time, but I'm going to turn it to you, Chief, and I know you have some thoughts and.
Yeah, I don't have any planned statement or anything, but I mean, all I can say, I've been blessed for 30 years. I mean, there's not one bad time I can think of the last 30 years. And it seems like yesterday, honestly, I walked in the door with deer in the headlights. What am I doing? And, thanks to late Howard Macon for hiring me and giving me a shot. And then, Trustee Davis and Trustee Dubers and Trustee Lubers for promoting me to the chief's position over 15 years ago. So hopefully I've served you all well. There's nothing going on where I feel like I have to leave, but I just thought it was time. I had to really make a decision, and talking to my family, another 5 or 10 years here basically is what I would have had to look at to continue on and finish my career here. And, looking at that, we just got great leadership here, and I'll be honest with you, the next motion hopefully you pass is more exciting to me than the one you just passed. But Jeff and I have worked together close hand in hand for 27 years that he's been here, and especially the last 5 years. This place isn't going to miss a beat. There's no doubt in my mind. Jeff will do a great job, and then all the way down the line, and his toughest part's going to be promoting probably the next corporal. And because we got great candidates, and our leadership team that we have here, honestly, it's not going to miss a beat. So it's been an honor, a pleasure. I can't mention everybody's name. I mean, just everybody from elected officials to the citizens to everybody I've worked with in the past. I just don't know what else to say.
Well, for having nothing planned, that should cover it, Jim.
That's pretty good for off the cuff.
Trustee Sturts, yeah.
Well, I too don't have anything planned. it's going to be hard. You've always been a stellar individual. You know, I've always trusted everything you've said and done. You've been true to your word. You've treated your people with respect. You've treated the residents with respect. You know, I consider you a friend, and I know there's great things in line for you. And you know, I wish you the best. But truly, it's heartbreaking for me. But I'm glad I was able to serve with you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
The strength of the ranks behind you are because of you,
Appreciate it.
without a doubt. And I'll get choked up because I'm the one who always cries. But thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Chief, I believe you said it's been a blessing, but I would say that the blessing was ours, the blessing that you prepared and gave to so many every day in your line of duty. And the residents were blessed because of the incredible department that you have put together, and that's incredible. There's no other word to say except thank you. Thank you for 30 years, and hopefully the next chapter of your life is just as exciting and full of love and devotion as this one has. And like I said, it's been an honor, and there's nothing else to say. As I said,
Thank you.
yep, thank you, Chief.
Mr. Chair, may I have a minute with your
Sure.
discretion? So I've known the chief for, I think, 6 or 7 years now, and I don't have to tell him that the job's a lot harder now than it has ever been, and that the benefit of the doubt is not bestowed upon any police officer. If anything, the doubt of the benefit is bestowed. And what I have found in my experiences is that Jim has the unique threading of the needle between community policing and making sure that he's not run over, literally and figuratively, I guess. And his ability to walk that tightrope in a way is unique. It's impressive. It's been my honor and pleasure to work with him. And I think Trustee Seavey alluded to it best, and that is look at the legacy that he's leaving. Forget the unique skills that he has with respect to walking and navigating that line between community policing and over-policing, if you will. Look what he's left in his wake. And so it's been my pleasure and honor to work with you, Jim, and we'll certainly miss you. So thank you, Mr. Chair, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Brian.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Yeah, I wouldn't want to follow that guy. Okay, the next motion.
Motion to approve the promotion of Assistant Police Chief Jeffrey S. Braun to Police Chief at $122,882.50 per year, effective September 1st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
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 That's a happier one. Yeah, definitely. Does he want to say something?
It says September 1st.
Yes. Very good. And we will hear more about Assistant Chief Braun as we continue on and we get, what?
I think you wanted to say something.
Oh, you want to say, oh, yeah, come on up. Do you have anything prepared, or?
Funny.
All right.
How's
So-
it feel?
Wow. I mean, I got to be honest. I don't have anything prepared like the chief did. But
10 minutes later.
yeah, 10 minutes later, I'll be back in a few minutes. But the reality is I'm a homegrown Delhesian, and what an honor, what a pleasure, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I look forward to what the days ahead will bring, and what Delhi is going to be in the future. And Jim said it, we got such great people that work for us, and I'm not the emotional kind of guy, so if I cry, everybody in here will too. But the reality is I just wanted to say thank you, and I was sitting back there and got chills, so I felt like I needed to say something, so thank you.
Glad you did. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks. Just not happy, though.
Aye, aye, aye. Very good. We will move on to Public Works then.
I know.
I know.
Dan, can you turn that down a little bit? My goosebumps have goosebumps, I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay.
Hi.
Hello, thank you, trustees. I don't have anything that exciting, but let's see. We have a little crosswalk project going on. I think this was brought up, this project, a few years ago at a trustee meeting, and we've been looking at it and was brought up again, and it's something we hope to move forward with in the next couple of weeks. The green, I guess that's the firehouse on the top left with the green roof. But and then the crosswalk would be the orange, the senior centers on the bottom left. And it should come in handy multiple times a year, not just with students. I know the seniors lot is used for some of Victory's festivals, stuff like that. So schools down the street, you see them walking the sidewalks quite a bit. So I think it'll get a lot of use.
Good.
Good job, Ron.
Okay, and I have another little project that I kind of just found out about. There'll be more to come on that on social media also, but on Rapid Run between Stonebridge and Woodshire, there's a small sewer project going in. Shouldn't be too major. I'll get more info on it, but it's not starting until mid-August, and I don't see it lasting too long. So more to come on that.
It's on the side of the road, not down the middle of the road? You don't know
I'm
how- you don't
assuming,
really-
yeah, I don't have a whole lot of, I don't have plans or anything, but I'm assuming they're crossing the road, so they'll probably be flagging a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be major disruption, and it's before school starts, I believe.
That'd be good.
It's a plus.
There's some strange movements going on at Lower Delhi at Fairbanks. You want to talk about that?
It's moving forward is what's going on
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, they started the curb, and it seems like they're moving fast. I do think the project's going to take a little while, but after, 4 or 5 years of pushing it, it started, and I'm happy about it.
How many months did they say? Was it
18
18 months.
18 months.
is what they were quoting.
Yes. Anderson Ferry, Bender, use those roads.
Yeah, when possible.
And then did they finish their big traffic study and nailed it down that they should put that stoplight in right there?
They are going to move forward with it, as far as I know. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But the exciting part is, when it is done, it'll be a nice, clean gateway to Delhi.
Oh, it'll be beautiful. Beautiful.
So, all right. Is that anything else?
No.
I don't think I have anything else. Our road project's finishing up as far as the curb work, but they'll be in to do the final paving soon.
In the Hickories?
Yes, a few weeks.
Great.
It's going good.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Administration, please. Hiring recommendation. Motion. Mr. Luby.
We have a motion to approve the hiring of Christopher A. Cordis as the Information Technology Administrator at $82,014.40 per year, and starting 4 years of service to be counted toward vacation accrual, which starts the balance at 80 hours effective August 21st, 2023, and upon successful completion of pre-employment drug testing and background check.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion is approved.
Welcome, Christopher.
Welcome, Christopher. Go ahead, Skylar.
Mr. Cordes is a IT professional.
Mic on.
I've actually
Thank you.
should be on.
There we go.
Okay.
Right on.
Mr. Cordes is an IT professional that I've had the pleasure of knowing in a professional capacity for, let's say, about 4 years now. He has experience in multiple IT environments the last 10 years. He's been working with Delhi Township as part of our managed service provider since July. So he's very knowledgeable of our current environment, and this will be a very smooth transition as he takes on this role.
Very good. Thank you. And he will be taking Patty's place, correct?
Yes,
And,
Patty retired at the end of January, and so this will be filling
Yeah.
that role.
It's amazing. Yeah. Welcome aboard. Absolutely. Resolution.
Resolution 2023-109, authorizing Delhi Town Square intergovernmental agreement for sewer service with the Board of County Commissioners of Hamilton County acting for its Metropolitan Sewer District of Greater Cincinnati, Hamilton County, Ohio, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Discussion on this resolution.
This is the culmination of several months of work between the township and Hamilton County, as well as our design team in the field at Delhi Town Square. MSD's facilities, specifically the sewer system, is not at a sufficient state to take on all of our capacity. So we've been looking for solutions to that problem. So the township, on a temporary and limited basis, will be operating a wastewater treatment plant adjacent to the Delhi Town Square site. In order to do that, we have to have our own Ohio EPA approvals to be an operator, but we also, since we are operating within MSD's service area, excuse me, have to have an intergovernmental agreement with Hamilton County. So this is that document that will be signed by us and the county to allow us to move forward.
Very good, thank you.
Great work on that, by the way.
Thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes, resolution passes. Administrators report.
So speaking of Delhi Town Square, I've got more than a dozen pictures for you today. This is kind of exciting. It's not only looking like a building, you walk around, it feels like a building. And our partner is, standing up more buildings. So there are 4 of 5 of our multifamily buildings up now. So those are moving at a good pace. And as we get into our piece of the project, the facade is continuing to go up. This is the west side of the building. You can see it's a 2-tone metal facade, and that'll actually wrap around to the south side of the building. And I'm taking a lot of pictures of the facade because we have windows now. So it's actually starting to be a conditioned space in some areas. The larger full wall sections that are all window haven't come up yet, but they are prepping for that metal panel facade. So I wish the brightness on this was adjusted a little bit, but this is just an example of the north side of the building with their brick facade. Same thing here. So that's all coming together. So moving to the inside. We have paint on the walls. So this is in the first area, the pre-K building, or the pre-K section. We actually have paint on the walls and paint on the exposed ceiling. This is one of the classrooms getting the finishing coats that will have a finished ceiling in it, by the way. But even our spaces, we're getting drywall up. This is the main corridor for our section.
Is that purple?
Is that a skim coat, please?
So,
Wait a
Needs to
minute.
be darker.
I never agreed to
it's
purple
not
on that
paint.
wall.
It's not paint, that is raw drywall. Purple is a...
Luby,
No.
Yeah.
did you sneak up there?
Maybe.
I knew it.
Elder who? Yeah.
Purple and white, oh my God.
Purple is the high density, high impact resistant drywall.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what's down the floor. It gets painted. It's not staying purple. Yeah. Yeah. Here's just examples of our area. Our area is getting mudded and actually starting to fill out. Same thing. This is our large conference room that'll have the the full window wall. So all coming together. This is an exciting picture. Ahead of schedule, well, ahead of the revised schedule, I guess I got to clarify that, the pool deck is fully in place. So now in the foreground of that picture is the partition wall between the 2 pool areas. They're going to start digging the second pool soon. So it's coming.
And that pool is which pool?
That is our competition size pool, the 8-lane pool that'll be used by Oak Hills and other surrounding schools. So, as well as being open to the public. Okay. This is a shot, second floor, looking into our new auditorium and trustee meeting room. So this is kind of the pictures from the kind of the lobby, and lounge area out front. So it's going to be a kind of neat. What you're seeing there, those large areas are actually going to be glass garage doors that can roll up and make that space even larger. And that's actually what we'll be looking out at, another glass pane wall, so floor to ceiling. So, yeah, it's just a quick shot. Not all the drywall's up. Some of it's still, in pallets, but this is our classroom area for the Cultural Arts Center. So, again, we're going to see a lot of drywall. You're going to see a lot of kind of repeats, but you're also going to see some progress in there. So, very exciting time to be working on DTS. And that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Thank you, sir. No.
Thank
no.
you.
Community, go ahead.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Community development, please. Motion.
We have a motion to approve the hiring of Joy M. Pearson as a Community Development Director at $95,014.40 per year, accepting 50% of accrued sick leave with the City of Covington, and starting with 11 years of service to be counted toward vacation accrual, which starts to balance at 120 hours, effective August 14th, 2023, and upon successful completion of pre-employment drug testing and background check.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved. Welcome, Joy. We'll hear more about that at the next meeting, but we've gone a long time without a community development director, which is sorely needed, especially with the Delhi Town Square project going on.
About a year now.
And yes, so that those people that are out on the social media, those saying, we want something different than a car wash and a dollar store. We all do. Trust me. When you put those comments on there, we don't own the Delhi Pike. We don't own the land. We don't own the businesses. So we would love to see those things too. But that's why we stepped up and got the town square going so that we could, again, create our own identity, if you would. And this is huge because we're actually going to be proactive going after some of these other businesses and getting them in the township. So I know I share all of your excitement, but this is going to be great and full steam ahead. And she is just a bundle of energy ready to get going. And the experience and the knowledge that she has in her business is, yeah, it was impressive.
Yep.
So, yeah. Thank you so much, Joy, for saying yes. Continue.
Resolution 2023-110, certifying violation abatement expenses at 5386 Hillside Avenue, 430 Foley Road, 428 Vaughn Road, 3940 Delhi Pike, 515 Allenford Court, 392 Don Lane, 4783 Shady Lawn Terrace, 373 Robin Lane, 5387 Romance Lane, 471 Anderson Ferry Road, 465 Burhen Drive, 5321 Plum Ridge Drive, 4605 Foley Road, 5161 Cleves Warsaw Pike, and 5196 Delhi Pike to the County Auditor for assessment, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Discussion on this resolution, Tony.
Thank you, trustees. This is the 15 properties that we have abated over the past months. So we just get the certification down to Hamilton County's auditors for the January tax duplicate.
Thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes?
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Resolution passes. We really hate for it to get to that point. Honestly, there's so many things that have happened before it even gets to this. And when it's not corrected, it's a sad day. So,
Tony, didn't that represent like $10,000?
It's just shy of 11,000.
Just shy of $11,000 on those properties.
That's correct.
Okay. And that's not us. We're not making that money. Okay. We're paying our vendors for cleaning them up.
So the next 8 properties that I'm going to read the addresses, and Administrator Miller will show the pictures, are 8 properties that are still in violation as we inspected them this morning. So we're requesting your board declare them nuisances so we can continue on with our abatement process. 4249 Skylark Drive, junk motor vehicle. 4968 Mount Alverno, accumulated debris. 5059 Kincardine Drive, excessive vegetation. 53.
Those were the abated ones that were up there.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
Starts with Skylark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me to continue on down this addresses again, please?
Yeah, we're good.
Yep. 4249 Skylark Drive, junk motor vehicle. 4968 Mount Alverno, accumulated debris. 5059 King Cardine Drive, excessive vegetation. 5353 Meadowwood Court, excessive vegetation. 538 Pedretti Road, excessive vegetation. 914 Beach Meadow Lane, excessive vegetation. 977 Neeb Road, junk motor vehicle. And 849 Woody Hill Drive, excessive vegetation.
I introduce, move the adoption of these resolutions, 2023-111 through 2023-118.
I second the adoption of these resolutions.
Any further discussion?
I move to dispense with the second reading of the aforementioned resolutions.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of these resolutions.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Good, resolution passes. That's about it. This is a section for public comment, correct? Yes, sir. Anyone that would like to address the board? Anyone have anything to say? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Very good. All right. We will have announcement of community events, please.
We have free fishing on Fridays at Clearview Lake. The lake is now open to Delhi residents for catch and release fishing in designated areas on Fridays through September from 7 a.m. until dusk. You can contact the Parks Department with questions. The Delhi Historical Society Farmhouse Museum. The farmhouse is open to the public on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. During your visit, you will discover the history of Delhi and how we became the floral paradise of Ohio. Delhi Parks and Recreation, in cooperation with Delhi Skyline Chili, St. Dominic Athletic Association, Seton High School, Duber's Carryout, Delhi Hills Kiwanis Club, James J. Luby CPA, Delhi Liquor, Krugler Law, Lori O'Brien Sipsey Klein, Chandler's Burger Bistro, and Jake's Automotive will present Cincinnati Shakespeare Company, William Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. It will be Thursday, July 27th at 7 p.m., and that's at the Delhi Park Performance Pavilion. You can contact the parks for more information. The Delhi Branch Library will host the 513 Relief Bus in Delhi Township. That's Tuesday, August 15th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's at the Glen Carter Lodge on 5125 Foley Road. Professionals will be on staff for health screenings, social services, and economic resources.
Perfect.
Very good. We will have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
With no further business be brought before the board, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Very good. Motion passes, and the meeting is finished. We will see you on August 9th at 6 p.m. Have a great rest of the day and rest of the month.